Hi everyone, welcome to Advice to Think Twice. This is Monica and I'm doing our week ahead reading. Welcome and welcome back. I'm back. I had a bit of a slow start to the year, not feeling quite right, but I'm back now. So hopefully everyone's doing well. I have missed you guys. So this is going to be a week ahead reading for the fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, and I'll be doing the timestamps. As always, these are general. Please make sure to watch all your signs, your sun, your moon, your rising, your Venus. And of course, if you'd like to get a reading specific to just you, the information is in the description box below. My website is also on the screen there. These specials that I'm running are ending at the end of the month. So now would be a good time to get one. And I actually have a week off work as well, so I can get them done and return to you very quickly. And other than that, just keep in mind, take what resonates, disregard the rest. I'm using the Gilded Tarot Royale, and in terms of Oracle, I'm using the Heal Yourself reading cards by Ines of Gaul. It's a gorgeous deck, and I find that, obviously it's called Heal Yourself reading cards, so a lot of the messages do bring the focus to any issues that we need to address, any trauma, any pain that needs to be healed. And so the readings can get very, very deep as well towards, personal transformation. And I find that quite interesting. So hopefully you enjoy the decks and you find the readings useful. So let's begin. We're starting off with Aries. Hi, Aries. Thanks for joining us, and if you are skipping ahead, always watch the intro as well, because there is valuable information for you there as well. So what is going on for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs in the week ahead? Well, I briefly saw the Lovers, so some choices coming up, or a big one. Aries in the week ahead. Okay, the situation is the King of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sag energy. The Lovers is your challenge. And the outcome is the Six of Swords. Bottom of the deck, the Hanging Man. So with the Hangman at the bottom of the deck, something that has been up in the air. Okay, I feel like something's been stuck. Why? Because you were the one who needed to make a decision on it, and you may have been procrastinating, okay? Because it's all about you and the situation. Now in the outcome, we do have the Six of Swords. So you are moving away from something. I assume a choice is being made. Because you're moving away from something to head towards something else, okay? Or you could be walking away from this altogether. We'll see more as we clarify. Aries, Leo, Sag energy, like I say, for a lot of you, this just means something has been stuck because either that was your choice to keep it stuck, or you were trying to avoid having to make a choice, and that's why things have been stuck. And the challenge, you could be dealing with multiple people, or at least two different options to choose from. And this is a head or a heart decision, Gemini energy. So it's usually something that you're very tempted towards, and something that you would view more as a safer choice or the smarter choice. And that's what's been bugging you, really. Because there's something that you're very drawn to, you're very passionate about, but it could be that it's not long lasting, okay, or it just doesn't have long-term potential. It's very intense in the present, but it doesn't have long-term potential. Whereas the other option is what you would view as safer, okay, and maybe you just didn't want to make a choice because you didn't want to make the wrong choice. But we'll clarify what the Six of Swords is, because usually the Six of Swords talks about moving away from conflict, tension, confusion, okay, moving towards a more peaceful direction. All right, so we'll see what this is. But I feel like for a lot of you, this can be just Mercury retrograde energy, bringing back someone from your past that you had a very intense connection with. However, no matter what you did, you just couldn't make it work long term. And it could be that this is the last time that you take them back, because I feel like you're turning your back on what is unstable and you're headed towards a safer choice, okay, or a smarter choice. Depends how you want to define it. Not necessarily settling. That's not what this is. It's a healthier choice, okay? So let's get more clarification here for Aries. With the King of Wands, we have the Page of Pentacles. With the Lovers, we have the Page of Wands. I mean, that's what we're talking about. And with the Six of Swords, we have the Tower. Let me get another one. And the Four of Pentacles. Under the Hangman, we have the Seven of Wands. And the Ten of Cups. Okay, it's coming up a bunch of different ways. For some of you, I feel like you're already in a dynamic with the Ten of Cups there, and you're defending your position, okay? So, to give you an example, you're already with someone else, or you already met someone else. Here comes blast from the past, bringing the passion. And I feel like for the most part, this is you being conservative and smart and making healthier choices and saying no thank you. I'm not interested in the passion because I know it will only bring chaos into my life. And also, I don't want to pursue the passion that you're offering because I know it will completely destroy everything I've built so far. And I want to make healthier choices towards things that are stable in my life as opposed to brings nothing but drama and chaos. Okay, so I feel like for a lot of you, an ex is coming back. It's same old, they just have passion to offer. Okay, but you are already dealing with something or someone that is a lot healthier. It's grounded. It's just healthy. That's what I want to say. So whether that means it's more secure, it's more stable, it's predictable, I don't know, but it's safer, it's healthier. Okay, there's a plan, you see a future, you see room for growth. Okay, whereas this blast from the past energy, they just have that magic stick, pardon my language, but that's just what I hear. They just have the passion, they just have the fun. Okay, but it's something that will burn fast and then it'll be gone. And I do feel that for the most part, you are turning your back on this person from your past because you acknowledge that they would only bring chaos into your life. And not only that, but in order to pursue what they're offering, it would completely destroy everything that you have built so far. And you're choosing whatever brings you more stability. Okay, so that's very smart. That's definitely the healthier choice, and I know it's not easy to get to that point, so congratulations to you, Aries. Okay, but yeah, you're breaking a cycle. You're protecting what you've already started somewhere else with someone else because you see a future with this person, or you see a future in this opportunity, in this dynamic, and you're protecting it. You're defending it. Okay. And you may have been hung up on this person from the past, trying to release them, and you've just not been able to. But I feel like by you opening up to this other possibility, it has shown you that it doesn't have to be a struggle, that it doesn't have to be difficult, that it doesn't have to be so challenging every step of the way. Okay? And now you have a choice, whereas before you felt like you did not have a choice. You had no choice when this person came into your life, and whenever they wanted to come back, you had no choice but to take them in. Now you have a choice, and you're making a different choice. Okay, so very good for you there, Aries. And it's a similar situation in terms of work or in terms of anything else, really. You may have already chosen to start something else, or you're dealing with two things offered to you at the same time. One is stable. You can build, you can develop, you can grow in this. The other is just very exciting, but it's not very well defined. There's no plan behind it. There's no structure behind it. Okay. And while it seems very exciting, and maybe it's something that there's an idealistic energy to it. If it's to do with work, money, studies, there's an idealistic energy to it. In other words, maybe sometime before in your life, when you were younger, or when you were a little naive, or when you were a child, I don't know, you saw this opportunity as, oh my God, that would be amazing to do. Okay. Now, when this is coming in, you also have another choice where it's still something that's great, it's amazing, but you value that there's a structure behind it. There's a plan. Okay, you know what to expect. All right. It's like taking an opportunity. That's like, it's a permanent contract. There's training involved. They're giving you a job description. They're giving you a progression path. Okay, versus maybe something that is temporary, or it's a fixed term contract. It's an exciting thing. It's an exciting opportunity. It's different. It's fun. Maybe it's creative. Maybe it's in the entertainment arts. I don't know. There's a level of allure to it, but you don't quite know where it's going to take you, right? There's no progression path. There's no plan behind it. There's no set path of you do this and you'll get there, etc. Okay? And I feel like you're making different choices and you're choosing the stable, the healthy, something that has a progression path in front of it, something that has the potential to grow, versus unknown, unstable, maybe drama, maybe chaos. Okay, so it feels like a bit of a growing up energy here, Aries, I have to say, right? Where we're learning to identify, yeah, this is very exciting, but is it good for me? I want something that's good for me. You know what I mean? I'm not attracted, I don't view drama as passion anymore. Do you know what I mean? Or I don't view passion as enough anymore. I want something more. So let's see, Oracle energy and advice for Aries in the week ahead. Oracle energy and advice for Aries in the week ahead. This is so Mercury retrograde energy, guys. That's exactly what this is. Bottom of the deck, beauty, 17. So I feel like this is where it's number 8. Reminds me of the strength card. This is a growing up energy. It's coming into your own. It's realizing your own beauty. What does that mean? It's realizing your own worth. And it's that confidence, right? Where it's like, I have choices. And I decide what I pursue. I decide what I allow. All right? And you're acknowledging that about yourself. It's beautiful. What else we got? Luck. Self-sabotage. Number 2. You've learned about your self-sabotaging patterns when it comes to partnership dynamics, romantic or otherwise. You've learned about your codependent tendencies, where they came from. You've worked on them. Okay? I do feel like this is something, it's either the same person coming back, or it's a similar situation that is now trying to play out in your life, something you've dealt with before. And before, it wasn't a big deal. I feel like before, you didn't pay much attention to it, or like I say, the chaos and the drama, maybe you saw that as, you know, oh, I'm really passionate about this and it's normal to happen. And now you've gone through some other things, you've seen some other options and other opportunities, and you're saying, well, you know what, no, it's just chaos. Chaos is just chaos. Drama is just drama. Someone playing hard to get, that's just a game, right? If someone valued me and wanted me the way I wanted them, they'd treat me properly. Okay, you're done with the games, because you have become aware of self-sabotaging tendencies. You see the owl in the background and the moon. It's wisdom that has been revealed to you. Cycles. I mean, it's like the Lovers card energies. It's on top of the Lovers. I was looking for the Lovers. This is exactly what this is, number 6. On again, off again. Same situation, different people. And you've come to a point where you had to say, why does this keep happening? There has been a pause. Some time has passed since you had to deal with this. There has been a pause. In that pause, you have been talking to different people. You've been experiencing different things. That is what has taught you. That is what has opened your eyes to the cycles. That is what has opened your eyes to the patterns, to the self-sabotage. And you've chosen to take a different path. And now the past is coming back to say, are you sure? Are you sure you don't want this anymore? And I feel like, yeah, for the most part, you're like, yeah, I'm good, thank you, but no thank you. Alchemy number 25. That's a 7. You see the truth of the situation. And this is you in your power. This is like the magician energy. I'm going to do something great with what I have available to me. I'm going to stop pursuing things that are not good for me. I'm going to be more practical as opposed to idealistic. Right? But you're creating some new patterns and some new cycles for yourself that are what you want, in line with your self-worth, in line with who you are and what you want, what you deserve. That's pretty awesome, Aries. That is pretty awesome. Okay? And like I said, it'll play out differently for everybody. You're going to have to tell me what this is about for you, because it will be love for some of you. It will be work, you know, where you finally found a better job and now the old one is trying to tempt you to stay or tempt you to come back, but they're not really offering you much. And it's that kind of a dynamic, right? So I hope the reading helps you. It gives you some clarity and a heads up. All right, so moving on to Leo. Hey Leo, thanks for joining us. Hope you're doing well. And if you're skipping ahead, always make sure to watch the intro as well. So what is going on for Leo in the week ahead? Leo in the week ahead. Leo, Sun, Rising, Venus signs in the week ahead. Let's see. Situation, the High Priestess. The challenge, Judgment. The outcome, the Ten of Cups. Bottom of the deck, the Hierophant. Taurus energy. I feel like this is getting back together. Again, the family back together. And it can be in a romantic dynamic, especially if there's children involved, not necessarily, but it could also be within a family dynamic. Okay. There has been this Hierophant at the bottom of the deck just talks about the main energy is about family, commitment, committed relationships. Okay. Something that has a history to it. Current situation, we have the High Priestess. This is solitude, being withdrawn, taking a step back from the world, focusing on yourself. It's healing, it's meditation, it's focused on spirituality, your emotional well-being. But it can talk about, you know, the things we do when we are in separation or just being on our own. The challenge, we have the Judgment. And Judgment, it can be blast from the past. It can be someone asking for a second chance. It can be someone asking for forgiveness. It can be hearing the news that we've been wanting to hear, or hearing the news that we have been waiting to hear. Maybe we've kept ourselves on pause with the High Priestess, waiting to see what happens if we hear from someone or not. It looks like, yeah, they're coming in, they're coming back with the Ten of Cups. This is, like I say, it comes up as a reconciliation for some of you, getting the band back together, getting the family back together, getting the relationship back on track. Or it's happily ever after in terms of if it's a job and you've interviewed for it and you haven't heard about, you haven't heard results or you haven't heard feedback or anything for a while, and maybe you decided, no, this is what I want, so I'm going to wait to see if this plays out before I pursue anything else. And the challenge, it may be there's been delays. I also get like changing your mind energy. So perhaps for some of you, you were told no, you were told someone else got the job, and now, and with the High Priestess, obviously, you went into withdrawal mode, you tried to figure out what happened, you tried to figure out how you can do better, you tried to figure out, regrouping and figuring out next steps. And the challenge with the Judgment, what you were told before, I feel like someone's changing their mind and they're coming back to you and saying, actually, no, they weren't right. Something happened, they didn't come in, or they rejected the offer, or whatever the case may be. Do you still want it? Okay? And I do feel like for the most part, you're going to say a big fat yes, whatever the dynamic is. So let's get more clarity here for Leo. So with the High Priestess, we have the Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, something that was slow to develop, very slow. It took a long time. The Judgment, Seven of Swords. Yeah, some self-sabotage here. Ten of Cups with the Three of Pentacles. Under the Hierophant, we have the Eight of Swords. Yeah, I feel like definitely blast from the past for some of you. This is someone you haven't heard from. You haven't seen them. You haven't heard from them in a while. Ten of Swords. There was a very difficult ending between you and this person. Very painful. Something that was drug out. Might have been, very painful divorce or very painful breakup. You've been on your own for quite some time. Not only haven't you not seen or heard from the person, but you've not dealt with anyone else, potentially. Or if you have, it was just surface level. Okay, because internally you were very closed off. And it's been going on for a while, okay? Whether you were aware of it or not, in this dynamic, for some of you, you knowingly, it's a bit of self-sabotage here, because you knowingly kept yourself stuck and closed off because secretly you were hoping to hear from the past. Okay. And with the Seven of Swords, that tells you that either other people told you should just move on, you yourself knew that maybe the past wasn't good for you, or what happened in the past should be enough for you to, just move on, turn your back. But, I feel like it's a situation where it's kind of the heart wants what it wants. So you just kept yourself to yourself. High Priestess, Seven of Swords. Maybe went through the motions if someone in your friends or family was trying to introduce you to people or get you out of the house, get you into new things and experiences and places and people, whatever. And you may have gone through the motions, but secretly, you've been hoping to hear from the past. Okay? And that's where that self-sabotage comes in. Or it's just, I don't want to tell people because I know they're going to have an opinion about it. They've already told me what I should do, right, in their opinion. And listen, yes, we can keep ourselves in maybe less than healthy dynamics, but as long as we're aware why we're doing that. So in other words, if it's a situation where someone keeps coming back, like it is, right, with soulmates, someone just keeps coming back in our lives, we know they're not good for us, they keep hurting us every time they come in, but we feel like, if it's a case of we feel like we have no choice, then that just means we're still not looking at it from the perspective of, okay, what's my lesson here? Why does this keep happening? What is this trying to teach me? Sorry for the camera freezing, guys. Then that's a different situation. We're going to keep going through it until we start to open our eyes to the lessons. But if it's a case of, I know this is trying to teach me something, I feel like there's something still there for me to learn from this, and I choose to take them back to see what else I need to learn from this, what else is trying to teach me, then that's a very separate thing, okay? Because we are making that decision. We are in our power when we do that. And yes, not everyone needs to know and not everyone needs to have an opinion about it. Although people mean well and they are trying to protect us, at the end of the day, we have to do what we have to do, okay? We have to come to that understanding. We have to come to that truth. We have to come to our own opinion about that situation. And I feel like that's exactly what you're doing. But you're keeping it to yourself because, again, everyone knows what happened here and they're just trying to be protective of you. But you need to do what you need to do here. And in the end, I feel like whatever this is, if it's a person trying to come back from the past, especially if you have a family together. If there's no family together, then this just tells me that it was a committed relationship. You lived together, or you were married, or you were engaged to be married, or whatever the case may be. You were planning to have children. You were talking about that, whatever it is, okay? Committed relationship. I do feel like this person's coming back with every intention to work for it. Three of Pentacles. You both want the same things, and they're ready to work for it. Maybe they weren't before. Okay, that's for a few of you. Be careful. You'll know your situation. Okay, don't tell yourself something is something when it's not. Okay, be careful with that. If it's to do with work, then this just means I've been looking for the jobs or applying to the jobs, but I never intended to get them. Maybe I even went to interviews. Maybe I even accepted another offer, but I really was waiting to hear on this other thing. It's coming in, okay? It's happily ever after energy. You get what you wanted. You get what you were hoping to hear. And it's the beginning of a new, prosperous career and financial opportunity for you. And for others, I feel like you were waiting to hear from government, some sort of an official person or someone in an official capacity. It could even be from an accountant, where you sat down and talked finances and budgets and goals because you want to start your own business. And in the end, it looks like you could be starting a home-based business. 10 of Cups, 3 of Pentacles, okay? And you're keeping it to yourself because maybe you borrowed money from people, family, okay? It's like, I don't want them to think I'm gambling their money away or I'm not responsible with it. I believe in this opportunity. I have to make it happen for myself, right? And in the end, you'll be able to tell them what you've been doing and you'll be able to pay them back and you'll be able to look after them for a change, okay? I feel like that's what's going on here. You're just being a little strategic about things. But yeah, for the most part, something that ended is coming back around. And you'll know. Let me pull a card on this 7 of Swords here. 8 of Wands and 3 of Pentacles, 3 of Wands. Yeah, see, that's what I mean. For some of you, yes, this person's coming back and they want to work on it. But for others, I feel like they're still just passing through. 7 of Swords, 8 of Wands. They're coming in for the passion, for the excitement. When they get it, they're on to the next thing. 3 of Wands. You want to work on it, they're on to the next thing. It'll be different for everyone. That's why it's important for you to listen to your own intuition with the High Priestess. Don't tell yourself something is something else, okay? If it's not the case. Don't try to ignore your intuition or contrive a message that your intuition is giving you. Do you know what I mean? To mean something else where it's okay for you to do something you deep down know it's not good for you. Does that make sense? The way to figure out the difference is to test this person. Tell them, okay, but it needs to be slow. We need to start off as friends and develop a friendship before we develop something romantic. If they're in it for the long run, they'll be more than happy to do that. They'll be more than happy to do whatever you tell them they need to do. Especially when you tell them it will take time. And they need to be consistent. Okay? Don't give them a particular time, because then they're like, okay, I just have a month to do good, and then I'm in, and then I can get what I want, and then I can leave, okay? Just tell them it'll take time, okay? Knight of Pentacles, slow it right down. It'll take time. You need to be consistent. You need to keep your word. We can take it very slow, and I'll be paying very close attention to what you're doing. If they stick around and they're like, yeah, more than understandable, more than reasonable, let's do this, then that's your happily ever after. You both want the same thing, you want to work on it. If they kind of bolt, or if all of a sudden their approach kind of softens, they're not so convinced they want this anymore, that's how you know they're just passing through. So let's see, Oracle advice, Oracle energy and advice for Leo for the week ahead. Oracle energy and advice for Leo for the week ahead. What they need to be focused on, what they need to be aware of. Leo in the week ahead. Leo and the week ahead. Oracle energy and advice. Ooh, okay then. Hold on, let me get that card. Okay. Well, this flew out. We'll get to it in a minute. Bottom of the, what'd I say? Soulmates, number 14. You're dealing with the soulmate, man. And for some of you, a very few of you, you've both learned some lessons and you can turn the connection into something more. Very few of you. For others of you, this is just that person that keeps coming back. They have not changed. Their intentions have not changed. What they can offer you has not changed. And that's not a lot. Okay? You have changed. You have become aware of things. You now want different things. This person cannot offer you what you want and deserve. They just have one thing to offer you. Okay? The passion, the excitement, the attraction, and then they go. You know, see you next retrograde type of energy. It's about, for you, it's about having the courage to be who you are, to speak your truth, to demand your worth. Okay? Because I feel like for some of you, you're afraid to do that. That's why Seven of Swords is here. You're afraid to demand your worth because you know they're going to bolt. And you don't really want them to bolt. You kind of want them to do better. But it's about, with the Judgment energy here, and the High Priestess, you already know the truth of the situation. It's time to stop hiding. It's time to stop procrastinating. And it's time to look at things for what they are. Okay? You'll give this person an opportunity to do better. What they do will show you who they are, and it's time to trust that and make some different choices accordingly. Okay? Hole in the soul. Number 36, number 9. Yeah, I mean, when you're dealing with soulmates, there's such an intense attraction here. There's such an intense connection. It's not easy to walk away. I get it. Trust me. You feel like, you know, there's a hole in your soul when this person's not around. But that's where the courage comes in. Because what you're holding on to, it's either dead already, or it's run its course. It is what it can be. It is what it can be. Do you know what I mean? It's the most it can be. You've already seen what that is. There's no room to grow here. They can do better. They may say they want to. They may really mean to. They can't. Okay? And it's about accepting that truth, because you already know that that's the truth. It's about accepting it, having the courage to accept it and make different choices. Healing. Yeah, allow for healing to happen. Number 21. You see the passion, you see the attraction, but it's about, in order to have this, I'm going to be crying my eyes out every day. Is that worth it? Okay? It's putting things into balance. Having the courage to do so. Having the courage to look at things from that perspective. And accept that something is just, it falls short no matter what you do. And you just deserve better. And it's time to move on so you can have better. Okay? That hole in your soul is healing. It needs to heal. It's trying to heal. You have to have the courage to let it heal. And you let it heal by making the choices you need to be making based on the truth that you're fully aware of about a person or an offer or an opportunity. It's already shown you what it can be. It can't be more than that. No matter what it does, no matter what, it is what it is. That's all it can be. Okay? So you're coming out of a dead end situation. That's why you have the skeleton there. But with peace, because you're healing that hole that tells you that this is the best situation for you. Okay? You're healing and you're realizing, no, it's not the best thing for me. Okay? And you have the courage to recognize that and to pursue other avenues. Okay? Turning your back on whatever this is that's tempting you, and it keeps tempting you, but it never leads to anything stable or long lasting. Okay? So I'll leave that with you. What's going on? Sorry, my boys are waking up. It's always during the Leo reading that they do something, isn't it? I think they know I'm talking to another cat. All right. So, moving on to Sagittarius. Sagittarius. Hey Sagittarius, thank you for joining us. And if you are skipping ahead, always watch the intro as well, because there is always going to be some useful information for you there. So let's see. What is going on in the week ahead for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs? The week ahead for Sagittarius. Week ahead for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. There we go. The Fool in the situation, Eight of Pentacles as the challenge, and the Nine of Cups in the outcome. I mean, I remember the readings I've been doing for you, Three of Cups at the bottom of the deck, and it was always a recurring theme of follow your own path. It's time to make a choice and go for it. And I feel like that's what I'm looking at. Okay? Because the Fool is taking a chance on something that you believe in, taking a chance on something that makes you happy. It's not something that is reasonable or rational. It's something that you feel deep inside your heart that is what you need to do, okay? That's what makes you happy. That's where your heart is. And it's taking a chance because it's a big deal. It's a big change. It's a new cycle in your life. You don't know what's going to happen. However, with the Fool, there's always this optimism, right? It's just jumping in. You're following your heart. You're going to give it your best shot and hope for the best. Your challenge, it's not much of a challenge. It just tells you that there's work to be done. There's a lot of work that you need to put in. There's a lot of work, time, hours, energy, resources, okay? If you're starting your own business or you're deciding to solely focus on your business, this is where you're you're working around the clock, right? Because when you were self-employed, you kind of have to keep on it, right? You're always working. When you take a pause, the business takes a pause. When you take a break, the income takes a break, right? It's a different type of responsibility. And it's just telling you there's work to be done, there's room to grow, there's room to learn and develop. And it's just kind of preparing yourself for it. It's not much of a challenge. And in the outcome, the Nine of Cups, yes, you're on the right track. It's doing what you want to do. It's wish fulfilled. Right? And the Three of Cups is celebration. There's also a sense of community here, so it's being part of a new community, being welcomed into a new community. This is also a following that you're gathering. It's being celebrated, though. And the Three of Cups is also an energy of abundance. It's the initial results for your work, and it's bringing you abundance. And it's showing that it's got potential for even more. Okay? Come on, camera. I don't know why. I'm going to blame the retrograde. I think it's the lighting. I don't know. Anyway, let's get more clarification for Sagittarius here. With the Fool, we have the Tower. With the Eight of Pentacles, we have the Seven of Pentacles. And with the Nine of Cups, we have the Page of Pentacles. Under the Three of Cups, we have the Eight of Wands. Things picking up speed. Two of Swords and Ace of Pentacles. Things pick up speed. What you don't see coming is that this is an amazing opportunity. It's a very good investment. Okay? And it takes focus. It takes a lot of focus because things will pick up speed for you very, very quickly. And it's time to get focused, have a plan, have a schedule, so you don't burn out. The Fool with the Tower, like I told you, it's a big deal. It's new cycles, new patterns, new schedules, new routines. Nothing will be the same. Okay, with the Fool in the Tower. Nothing will be the same. That's just what it is. You may relocate for this in order to pursue this opportunity. This could also be where you're looking at spaces to start your business if it's not a home-based business. Okay. This could be where you walk away from certain groups, people, dynamics, relationships in your life to venture off alone with the Fool and the Tower. And it could be a case of you're telling people this is what you're doing and they have an opinion about it, or they are less than supportive. Come on, camera. Okay. And if they're less than supportive, then that can cause conflict with the Tower there. But what I like is that it doesn't dim your confidence in yourself with the Fool. You're like, you're entitled to your opinion. I'm not going to get wrapped up in this. There's the door. With the Eight of Pentacles and the Seven of Pentacles, it's just reminding you this is an investment. It will take time to grow, to develop. However, it's guaranteed that it will grow, it will develop, it will produce results for you, especially financially. And with the Nine of Cups, Page of Cups, again, just confirmation. Come on, man. You'll be doing very well financially. You'll always be learning. You'll always be developing. If you wanted to, of course. But this is an amazing financial opportunity for you, if nothing else. And with the Page of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles and all these other pentacles, it's telling you this is a good investment. You just kind of have to have a plan and stick to it. There's going to be a lot of work to be done, but you stick to that plan, you stick to that schedule so you don't burn out, so you don't overcommit. Nice and easy wins the race, and it will be constant growth and constant development here for you and for your business or whatever this is, your career. Okay? Because this could also be career change if you're not starting your own business. It's a big deal, guys, okay, with the Fool and the Tower. Career change, doing something completely different to what you've been doing, to what you've studied, to what you've been preparing for your life. But it's something that is near and dear to you. It's something that is innate to you, okay? You're a natural talent at it, okay? And you're changing your career. And whoever has an opinion about it, whether they're less than supportive, I feel like you're just not either. You're not telling them, so you're not giving them an opinion, the opportunity to have an opinion, until you have something to show for. Or if they have a less than supportive attitude, I feel like this is where you're cutting ties, you're cutting communication. Why? Because your focus needs to be on building your empire and not the drama of others, not the conflict and instability that others are going to bring to you. And that's your way forward. If this is a case of you've been focused on your work, your studies, your business, whatever this is someone new coming into your life. You may already be involved with the Three of Cups here, or it's someone brand new in your life, or it's someone you already know as a friend, I don't know. But there's an opportunity for a new beginning when it comes to love here, not to mention passion and attraction. But I feel like you've been closed off to it, either because you're already involved or because you've been focused on other things, simple as that. There's been messaging, there's been texting, or I don't know what the hell this is. Communication. And I feel like you could decide you want to entertain this. You could decide you want to see where it goes. Because there's an offer made here. But again, you have to break down some old patterns, or you have to get yourself out of some old relationships, or pre-existing, relationships or dynamics, in order to pursue this brand new thing where it's gonna take time to grow and to develop, but it can lead to something long-lasting. Mixed scenarios there. But the Fool with the Tower usually means setting yourself free from something that has been restrictive, from something that you've been telling yourself is good for you, is right for you, is just what you deserve, but actually it was less than. Or you've outgrown it, you know, plain and simple. And so you are cutting some ties in your life to pursue what this is that your heart is telling you, you know, you have to do this. So let's see. Oracle energy and advice for Sagittarius for the week ahead. Show me Oracle energy and advice for Sagittarius for the week ahead. And if you're not completely cutting ties with one thing in order to 100% pursue this other one, I feel like there's at least a shift in focus where you're putting a lot more work in because you have to do both, but you've at least identified where your focus needs to be, what you really want to do, okay? And that kind of shifts the energy, it shifts the dynamic, and it shifts how you allocate resources. Yeah. 19, temptation at the bottom of the deck. There's something coming in that you didn't expect, you didn't see coming, okay? And it's very tempting. And your message here is make sure you do things properly. Make sure you're fair to everyone involved, okay? Because you have the Tower and the Three of Cups there. That can be just getting lost in the moment, and before you know it, you're in some sort of a love triangle. So be careful with that, okay? But there's something coming in, unexpected, unplanned, and it's very alluring to you. In which case, I feel like this is telling you take your time to figure out what you want to do, because you need to do things properly. You need to wrap up what you need to wrap up before you set off on a new adventure. Okay? I feel like it's important to be clear and to be transparent. Entrapment. Number 34. Yeah, you've been stuck. And you've felt stuck. And something that you thought it was giving you a sense of security, but with this new thing coming in, it's just showing you that actually you've just been trapped there. You've just been stuck there. That wasn't security. It was a bit of a gilded cage. Discover your life purpose. What am I talking about here, people? It's down to you and with the Fool, who you are, what you want, what is near and dear to you, what is true to you. Bringing back the focus, you stop listening to what other people are saying, what other people are doing, what other people's expectations of you are, what you should be doing according to other people, family, tradition, culture, whatever. And you're pursuing what gives you passion, what gives you happiness with that temptation energy. Victim consciousness, number 12. This is where we see ourselves as powerless and things are happening to us, not for us. And I feel like that's the entrapment. That's the mentality that is changing of I have no choice, I'm stuck, I have to do this. Why? Says who? Right? And you're discovering who you really are, what your purpose is, what you want it to be. And you're coming out of victim consciousness, you're stepping into your power, you're busting out whatever has been entrapping you. And this could be where something falls apart on its own with the Tower, right? Something falls apart on its own, but you're viewing that as the opportunity that it is. You're not, you're no longer gonna see that as, oh my God, one more thing has happened to me, and why does this keep happening to me? You're gonna see it as, oh, this frees me up to do what I want to do. That's an amazing opportunity. And the Tower is the Tower. It's how we look at it that makes it good or bad in our eyes. And you're viewing it as, oh my God, this is an amazing opportunity. I'm not sad at all that that happened. Because actually, now that it's in my rear view mirror, I can see that it's just something that kept me stuck. I can see that it's not what I wanted to do in the first place. right? Or, you know, I gave my best with it. I was in it. I did my part. If it fell apart, I'm not going to cry about it. It just tells me that I'm free. It just gives me a sense of freedom to pursue what I really want to do. Okay? So, you're going to have to tell me, yeah, look, selling out under temptation and victim consciousness. Listen, you're coming into a place of you're seeing yourself as in charge, in control. You decide what happens. Okay? You decide what happens to you. You decide what happens in your life, in as much as you can, right? We can't control everything, but you're not coming from that place of, I know this isn't good for me, or I know this is less than I deserve, but I have no choice, right? I have to stay here. Or you accept whatever happens. You accept whatever you're given, or however you're being treated. You accept it because it's like, well, maybe I don't deserve better, because it's coming from that victim consciousness. Maybe I don't deserve better. Maybe that's just me being a bad person thinking I deserve better and I should just be grateful for what I have. It's breaking those patterns, okay? That's why you have the Tower and the Fool with the 2 swords. Becoming aware of the patterns and breaking those patterns to pursue your own purpose. To dance to the beat of your own song, or your own drum, or whatever the phrase is. So good for you, Sagittarius. You're going to have to tell me what this is, okay? Because it's big. But I hope the reading helps you. I'm going to leave it there. I hope you have an absolutely fantastic week. I'm loving this energy for you. Grab it, use it, embody it. It's overdue, long overdue, okay? So hope you have an amazing week, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.